right, welcome to this Light City tutorial. So today we're going to be working on assignment 1. So for assignment 1, this is the basics, this is the beginning, this is the easiest part of the 3-part assignment. So yeah, the first thing you need to do is create a folder in your documents. So we're going to call this folder Light City, and within that folder you're going to create another folder and you're going to call it assignment 1. So once you do that, you're going to go to the document that I sent you for assignment 1 and you're going to open up the link that leads you to the Google Drive. So you should end up in this folder here. So once you get here, I want you to just go ahead and download every single thing and make sure you put it inside your assignment 1 folder. Now, once everything is inside that assignment 1 folder, you can go ahead and open up Adobe Illustrator. And before we get into Illustrator itself, I just want to say that it's probably best to use Illustrator with a mouse and keyboard. That's what I find the easiest and the fastest. So if you prefer a trackpad, I'll be praying for you because it's a little more difficult to use a trackpad than a mouse and keyboard. So yeah, I would definitely recommend using a mouse and keyboard for this. If not, just do what you can and try and have fun with it. So just go ahead and open up new file here, and I'm gonna name this tutorial. You can name it assignment 1. The width should be 1920 by 1080 pixels. Color mode should be RGB, and the raster effect should be 300 ppi. So you can go ahead and create. All right, and it should open up to something like this. If you're looking at my screen, then you're looking at your screen and you're seeing something completely different. What you can do is go to Window here, go to Workspace, and press Reset Essentials Classic. And now it should look exactly the same as mine. If this control bar here is missing, you can just go to Window and press Control, and it should pop up. All right, let's get into it. So yeah, with any thumbnail, you need a nice background. And for this, we have a nice green background that we're going to be using. So in order to import that background, we're just going to go to File, Place, and we're going to select green and yellow. Here's a couple things that you should also know when you're using a mouse and keyboard in Illustrator. So in order to just navigate things quickly, if you want to move side to side, hold down Control on your keyboard and scroll with your mouse side to side, side to side, side to side. And if you want to zoom in, hold down Alt, scroll with your mouse, in, out, in, out, in, out. I'll just repeat it: Control, side to side, Alt, zoom in. All right, let's continue. So we're going to click and drag this. As you can see, there's a line here. There's a black line, and that is our border. We do not want to go outside of that black line here. So make sure when you are, lining things up, make sure that it's aligned with the black line here. And you'll know it's aligned because when you move it here, you'll kind of see it click in place. And yeah, we just want to align everything with that black line. Make sure it clicks in place. Make sure it's not going outside of this black line. Clicks in place. I'm going to drag this down. Click it in place. Awesome. Okay. So now we have our background set, and now we want to add some texture. But before we add the texture, something that we should always do is lock our background, because we're going to add so much stuff on top of it. We don't want to worry about this thing moving all over the place. So in order to do that, you want to go to Layers. My layers is here. Yours may not be there. So what you can do is go to Window and select Layers here, and it should open up for you. Yeah, I like to have everything that I need in here. So you can actually, let me show you real quick. So I can take it out and put it back in. Just like that. So it's easy if you have it there. So open up Layers, and here's our background. We just want to click between the eye and the blue thing right here, and it's going to lock it. You see the lock? That's how you know it's locked. Now I can't even drag it. It stays right where it's meant to be. Now let's go ahead and import. Our texture. So the first piece of texture we're going to use is this water texture right here. In order to import, just click And now let's line it up, make sure it clicks in place, make sure it's not outside the black lines. This is obviously outside the black line. We don't want that. So let's pull it in. Clicked in place. All right. As you can see here, we can't see our background anymore, our green background. So in order to make it show again, all we have to do is select this layer right here. And we're going to go to opacity, which is the same thing as transparency. And we're going to decrease it to about 15%. So just go ahead and type that in and press enter. And now look at that. Boom. We have a little texture here. It's not too much, but it's something. Let's go ahead and lock this texture in place so it's not moving all over the place. And let's add some more. File, place. And let's import the fabric. All right. Let's line it up. All right. Let's do the same thing. Select it, decrease to 15%. Boom, we have texture. Lovely stuff. So let me show you why texture is important. So if we look at this background without the texture, let me show you how it looks. Gross, absolutely gross. No texture, no depth, no nothing. This is not this is not what we want. We want texture, we want depth. So this is what helps add that. That looks a lot better to me. Let's lock it in place and let's move on.